There are a number of ways to get data into Sharesight. In fact, we have two different methods of uploading Microsoft Excel files. You can either upload an historical trades file that you probably downloaded from your broker, or you can upload an opening balance file. Now remember, opening balances are sort of a second best to historical trades. If you don't have your original buy transaction details, you can use an opening balance date and a number of units, and then Sharesight will work out the market value and performance since then. So to get started, go into a portfolio and then go to the down arrow next to Add Holding and select Import from CSV File. Now what Sharesight will prompt you to do here is browse your computer to find the file, and then also you want to instruct Sharesight that you're not opening trades, you're going to import opening balances. You can read more about this in our help section by clicking this link, and in fact we also provide you with a template that's required for our validation, and if you click here you can download that template. So before I get started, I'm just going to jump into my file so you can see the data that we expect. So this is a CSV file, and to remind you, CSV stands for comma separated values. It's very similar to an Excel file. In fact, CSV is often what you receive when you export from an accounting system or from an online broker. You can easily change an Excel file to CSV or vice versa by going File, Save As, and then you can just select a different file type. So you can see in my file, I've got a date column, symbol, exchange, total, and a cost base. Now notice too that in my date column, these are not all the same dates. So in one file, you can upload opening balances across a range of dates. So back on Sharesight, I'll browse to my desktop, I'll find my opening balance file, and I'll upload. So the first thing Sharesight's going to do is it's going to look at the columns that I've just uploaded and try to match those with what we expect in our database. So you can see here fields in your CSV along with first three lines of data as an example. So date is the date, that's an easy one. Symbol is to combine code. So symbol was in our file for whatever reason, but Sharesight thinks that that's combined code, and that's correct. Exchange, Sharesight didn't know what to do with exchange, so we will open up the drop down and select market code. Total, Sharesight didn't know what to do with total, so what we'll do here is we will now change this to quantity. And then cost base is cost base in dollars. So you can see that Sharesight guessed correctly on several of these. Others it didn't know, and you had to actually map those across. So now if we begin our import, Sharesight will actually go through each record, each row of data in our file and present that to us on screen. Now this is really great because you can eyeball these and you can make changes right on Sharesight versus going back into your file, saving, and then restarting the whole process over again. So we can eyeball these, and these roughly look correct. Oh, hey, maybe West Farmers here, it wasn't 100 shares, it was 200 shares. I'm not sure why that happened, but you can make the edit here. And then go to the bottom and click Save All Transactions. And Sharesight is going through and validating each row. You can see the green rows building up at the bottom here. Now 8 trades were successfully imported, and now we've been taken right to our portfolio. If you had any errors, they would have been presented to you on that last page, and you are given the chance to ignore them or to rectify them right there. Again, if you ignore them, you can always come back into Sharesight and add those holdings manually later on. So now in this portfolio, you can see I've got a range of securities across the ASX, Managed Funds, NASDAQ, and the NZX. So if I go into one of these holdings, let's pick West Farmers for example, you can see here that based on the file that we uploaded, we have an opening balance of 200 units all the way back in 2002. But you can see since that opening balance position that we created, we've had 2 returns of capital and a consolidation, and then of course we've had a whole raft of dividends automatically populated. So again, just to confirm again with opening balances, if you go into the actual opening balance, so this is the record that was created from our file, you can see that on the 1st of January 2002, we instructed Sharesight that we had a cost base of $1,000 and that we owned 200 units of West Farmers. So Sharesight's worked out an average cost per share, but using the data we have access to from the exchange, we've also worked out that 200 units works out to be a market value of X. And so that's how we can actually properly track this from a performance standpoint. But of course, we keep the average cost per share, cost base, and quantity there, as you might need those for tax purposes. So again, opening balance is a really handy way to get started with Sharesight if you don't have those historical trades. And again, using the opening balance bulk upload feature, it's a great way to get started and to upload a whole bunch of opening balances in one go.